Hi, this is Zach Williams and Erica Stark, and we are going to talk about how the polio vaccine works and why it's important.
In 1908 AD, poliovirus was first identified. It didn't start to become an important topic until the 1940s. During the 1940s and 50s, the poliovirus crippled 35,000 people per year, mostly children under 5. The poliovirus is an enterovirus that only infects humans. It is spread through the fecal-oral route, and the way it cripples people is by destroying the motor neurons. This is a serious concern because motor neurons control muscles responsible for swallowing, breathing, circulation of the blood, and moving body parts.
How the vaccine works is that the individual is injected with dead poliovirus that has been grown in vitro but killed off. This makes sure only the antigens are present in the body. The macrophages will then recognize the antigens that were injected and will begin to digest the antigens. The macrophages will attract nearby T cells so they can begin to mount an attack on the invading antigens. Once the killer T cells have begun to kill the cells infected with the antigens, the suppressor T cells signal the attack to stop. While this is all happening, B cells are going through a maturation process. This process begins with the stem cells. The pro-B cells will undergo VDJ arrangements on the heavy chain to make sure they do not recognize self through negative selection. Next, the pre-B cells will undergo VDJ arrangement on the light chain. This is also negative selection, and it will prevent B cells from becoming mature if they recognize self-antigen. Once they have been cleared and are able to recognize non-self and not recognize self, they will become mature. Once mature, they will be given signals from T cells that have already recognized the polio antigen. This will make the mature B cell an effector B cell, which will then be able to produce antibodies against the poliovirus. However, if one was not vaccinated and was infected with the poliovirus but survived, they could still develop a post-polio infection. This happens 30 to 40 years after the initial infection. This is able to happen because the original infection damaged or destroyed motor neurons. To compensate, the remaining motor neurons create new fibers to keep the body going, but that is only a temporary solution. These remaining motor neurons will eventually become exhausted, and the person will have progressive muscle and joint pain.
The only known side effects are having a sore spot where the injection occurred or the possibility of fainting, but the multiple positive effects outweigh the negative effects that occur.